Hey, good afternoon, Reddit fam. It's Dan from Veritas Mycology. As you can tell from the title to this video, I have taken somebody whose username I can't remember right now. I've taken their idea and just kind of ran with it. That's the Pandemic Science Lab. I am not feeling good, and I am stuck at home right now. I'm not going to go to the lab. So I was brainstorming on a few things, like topics that people around would be interested in, and I was thinking AGAR. AGAR is kind of a daunting subject for some people. It shouldn't be. It's really not that big a deal. The thing about AGAR is temperature and time, as it is with most things, really. Temperature and time. So you want to get your temperature to just below boiling. And that's difficult to maintain sometimes, especially if you don't have a lab. But most of you have a microwave. So we can do it with a microwave. It just requires, you know, a Pyrex or something that is some kind of glass container. A media bottle is great if you have one. If you don't have one, you can get one off of Amazon for less than 20 bucks. Pyrex, of course. If you've got a Pyrex, measuring cup around, or even a good old mason jar, which my wife is making me drink several of these. Hallelujah, because water be good for you. So use your old mason jar. And I know you've got some mason jars around. Use a mason jar, and if you've got telephone brand AGAR and you want to use that, that's cool. Shout out to Pasty. Heck yeah. Let's see, you can use any kind of AGAR you want, though. Let's talk about AGAR quality and AGAR types. Now, you can use lab grade quality AGAR, and we do. The reason we do that is because it's less likely to have any kind of contaminants in it, but when you get down to it, we're not taking anybody's word for it, and you shouldn't either. Go ahead and sterilize, and that's what the whole idea behind the autoclave is that you sterilize your media. And some of you do have pressure cookers, and those work just fine. You can adjust your temperatures and so forth, and adjust your times, of course. You don't need a full 90-minute cycle in your pressure cooker to sterilize your plates. You definitely do not. You don't have to get super specialized with your plates either when it comes to AGAR, okay? You can use baby food jars. You can use the little mason jars that are awesome, the little small ones that have the little plastic lids. They're great. I have used like Pasty White's recommended the old little Ziploc or Glad things, I think it was, that first were modified. You can use those great, man. I would be lying to you if I told you I didn't. All of us have. So for sure, it's not that difficult. Now, we will sell you the stuff to be able to do this in your house in a controlled manner, and you'll have lab grade and lab quality stuff to do it with, but that doesn't mean you have to buy it from us. It never does. Our stuff is nice, but it's not required. So we'll give you the information for free because we're not going to be jerks about it. Nobody should be. We will show you how to do this with our stuff, and if you have questions about how to adapt it to your stuff, just let me know. It's not a problem for us to back it up a little bit and show you that. Of course, we're a business, and we are going to try and show you our products all the time because it's good for business. We want you to buy our products. We'd like to continue to do this for the rest of our lives. And in doing so, we need to ensure that we have a good customer base. So absolutely, we prefer to use our products, but man, realistically, we understand stuff is not cheap and times are not easy right now. So if you've got your own stuff, don't throw it away and invest your money in ours right this minute. Do that down the road, do it in the future. But for right now, use what you got, and we'll work with you and help you get it right. So with AGAR, like I said, there's food grade AGAR, there's lab grade AGAR, there's like commercial grade AGAR, and AGAR has many culinary uses also. You'll see it in culinary sites. Eastern cuisine has had AGAR used in it for, gosh, probably since its evolution. It's a scientific medium. People have used gelatin in, I think they tried some Jello trials for a while, but it doesn't really work because most organisms can digest gelatin, but they cannot digest AGAR. Very simple, easy to work with. Like we talked about the boiling point. You just don't boil it, but you can. And most people do just as a matter of convenience because it's easier to just go ahead and boil your AGAR and know that it's boiling by the visual cues than it is to throw a temperature probe inside of it and hold it right there and monitor it for as long as necessary. So people will fill their media bottles like 3/4 of the way full, and then they'll boil them up, and it doesn't boil over. But if you do boil over, man, you're in for a rough day. So just don't fill them up. You don't need that much. And if you do need more than you've got, make some more. It doesn't take that long. So we'll talk about 2 methods for doing that. One is to boil it. Everybody that's got AGAR will give you a basic recipe. I think ours goes something like 1,000 mLs of water, 15 grams of our AGAR, and then 5 grams of whatever sugar or starch that we're adding in, because AGAR itself is non-nutritive, okay? It doesn't have any kind of nutritive value at all. That's the point. So it doesn't bring anything to the game, and that's what you want. But you add your own food source to it. So we use, you've seen people use potato dextrose, PDA plates. You've seen people use LME, LME plates. There's cell barrel plates, I believe, if that's not the correct pronunciation, sorry, that are made with blood, bone meal, beef broth, and other gruesome things that I will not go into that delight my wife to talk about because she's in the medical field, but really gross the old man out because I got a squeezy little stomach. So they make AGAR out of all kinds of stuff, and that's the point behind our kits too, is that we offer you a whole bunch of different stuff to try out. But if you really don't have the money for that right now and just want to try something at home, follow our recipe and use what you got around. You've got some raw sugar around, try that. Use 5 grams of that. You've got some honey around, put a half a teaspoon of that in there. You've got some cornstarch, you've got some Karo syrup, you've got some I don't know, man, nutritional yeast, brewer's yeast, pea pollen. All those things are great. You can use any of those. And if you want specifics on some of those, that I've mentioned, or if one of them just strikes your fancy and you want to try it out, go for it, man. That's what experimentation is all about. You try it yourself. Don't take somebody else's word for it. Do it yourself, man. That's part of the joy of science. Do it yourself. Find out for yourself what works. You never know what somebody else had going on in their life at the time that this was going down, man. And their success or failure doesn't predict your outcome every time. So make sure you realize that innovation is not a fan of resting on your laurels. I hope this has served some kind of usefulness for some of us, or for some of you. If you need any more questions, just post something in the comment section. And like I said, this was just a general start for a topic that I hoped we would use to branch off and answer some more questions for you. If it's incomplete, then help me make it more complete. We'll do it together in the post of this. Thank you guys. Good talking to you. And I'll do another one of these here after a while. Thanks. Bye. Hey friends, don't forget to check us out at www.veritasmycology.org. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel and like us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.